When you think about Chicago, what comes to mind? The Magnificent Mile, deep dish pizza, Lake Michigan, Chicago-style hot dogs, and then some other things, like Al Capone. But as a real Chicagoan, I know that our city has so much more to offer. I'm Rob Foytik, and I lead neighborhood tourism at Choose Chicago, the city's official tourism bureau and destination marketing organization, which basically means I get to work with residents all over the city to promote the best parts of where they live. I've eaten deep dish downtown, had a cocktail in the sky, and enjoyed a hot dog, no ketchup, in the friendly confines. But past the well-trodden downtown areas, I've found some of the real places driving our culinary narrative. From the Puerto Rican family making jibaritos, to the neighborhood legend who's been making donuts by hand for the last 50 years. These are the places that have actually enabled us to become the culinary capital of the country. Since food is such a natural entry point into culture, we'll use these delicious bites, holes in the wall, and hidden gems to learn the complicated history of some of our city's 77 neighborhoods. And meet the people who make these areas beyond downtown must-visit cultural destinations. Let me take you on a journey to the 77. Nestled on the southwest side of Chicago is the vibrant Mexican neighborhood known as Little Village, or as the locals call it, La Villita. Boasting diverse restaurants, beautiful murals, and a thriving shopping district, this neighborhood is known as the Mexico of the Midwest. So, how did this neighborhood become such a protected and economically flourishing enclave for the Mexican community? One neighborhood staple attributes its success to the many saints who adorn its walls. La Catedral is located in the heart of Little Village, and this restaurant is known for its Catholic decorations, café de olla, and 14 types of chilaquiles, which are just some of the reasons that people line up on Sunday mornings to get a spot. If it's that packed, you know it's gonna be good.
When we have the dream about the restaurant, my vision was to have something that was not on the neighborhood at that time. Something unique. A place where you can get all kind of food. Not just tacos or burritos, but fresh juices, paninis, crepes, chilaquiles, pancakes with cajeta, café de olla. I didn't want to do just a traditional restaurant. First, because I'm not good at making tacos. We have very, very good taco places around here, and we were not gonna compete with that. But I was good at making sandwiches, I was learning about making crepes, I was good at making juices because I used to sell fresh juices and chilaquiles in Mexico. And that's the beauty of Little Village, that you can get food from all parts of Mexico.
I got to try a lot of things. The chilaquiles, I tried like 4 different ones and they were all amazing. The crepes were also amazing with the rice pudding inside.
Siempre están innovando en el menú. Siempre hay algo nuevo que probar y tiene mucha variedad. Estar en Catedral siempre es una experiencia memorable.
The coffee, I crave it. My mom used to make it for us when we were little, so it brings you back memories from when you were younger.
Our goal was to have a happy place, to have something that takes you back to any happy moment in your life. We thought about the pancakes. Our pancakes are the pancakes that you can get outside the church in Mexico. They call it hot cakes. You get a big one and they put butter and cajeta. And after church, you just get your pancake and your milkshake.
Prácticamente como si estuviera en México o mejor.
La decoración que tiene Catedral Café es muy bonita. Sí me hace recordar el altar de la abuelita.
Me siento como en una catedral en México.
So you've got to tell me, what's with all the decorations?
Which one? We have many.
Well, all the saints and crucifixes and Catholic imagery here.
When I found this place was for rent, I want to change it to a real Mexican restaurant, all green and orange, and put a moon on the wall and a coyote and everything to look very, very Mexican. Then I saw the building, I look at it in another eyes, and like, well, this really looked like a church. And I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna do all Catholic saints. When we share our vision to our customers, to our friends, they all have something that they wanted to share with us. They bring a Virgen de Guadalupe, they bring an angel, and we start getting 1, and then 2, and then 3, and then 4, and 5, 6, 7. We start getting all the walls full of decorations. It was very happy feeling. I'm gonna cry right now.
Pues siento que es algo muy diferente, digamos, algo muy único. No sé si es por tanto santo que aquí, pero te sientes en paz, te sientes tranquilo.
Why so many chilaquiles?
We opened 12 years ago, we only 2, and they became very popular. So what we started doing was adding 1 new chilaquil dish every year. And now we are up to 14, and it will be 15 next year.
What inspires the different types of chilaquiles you have?
There are many recipes that are from my family, from my mom, my grandma, even our team. They come out with ideas. My mom used to make so many dishes with beans, with frijoles. So those are chilaquiles enfrijolados. They're very meaningful to me because every time I get those, I go back to Mexico, enjoying it with my family. Every new dish, it has some story behind it.
Me gusta mucho los chilaquiles en chipotle, me los dan tal cual así como mi abuela, como si estuviera pues, como en casa.
En todos los restaurantes hay chilaquiles, pero el regular, rojo, verde y ya. Pero aquí hay 14 y he probado todos y todos me han encantado, digamos. Yo recomiendo el verde o el chilaquile poblano, que viene con pollo y que está cremoso, verdecito, muy rico.
What I love about Little Village is the community, that we're a big family. So as Mexicans, our Mexican culture, la familia es primero. I see all the support, not just for us, I did support for all the new businesses. I believe that that's why this community, it is different because we're in another country. We miss our family that is back in Mexico. But now we start making our own family here in Little Village.
Thanks to the thriving culinary scene and countless shops, Little Village is already a hotspot for Mexican tourism across the Midwest. However, this neighborhood on the southwest side of Chicago has stayed relatively under the radar.
Little Village is a unique community that thrives in basically the essence of what Mexico is.
People say that it's a rough neighborhood, but I think that that is just a small lens that people are applying.
We think of the negative terms that are put on the Mexican community, immigrant community. We think of coming over and taking advantage of the system. But they don't take the time to really consider what we contribute to those communities.
We live in a climate where there's so much bad press about Chicago in general. And so I think sometimes the southwest side of Chicago seems like this scary place to us. But I promise you, they're your fellow Chicagoans. They're just as welcoming, and there's probably better food here than there is up there.
Today, Little Village is a thriving Mexican community. But how do these ethnic enclaves form in a city like Chicago?
A lot of the big projects in the city, the 1950s, the 1960s, were done at the expense of groups that were kind of very forcibly displaced. And there were different isolated Mexican Chicago neighborhoods. They just suddenly disappear. And it's an inequity that can be repeated over and over again, sadly, in Chicago's history. So you have to be able to find another place to carry on with your life. And a little village was a place where people could survive, but also a place where you could thrive. So this community was able to establish a very powerful, strong, cohesive Mexican community from scratch. And soon you have, by the 1970s, 1980s, you could essentially call it almost a total Mexican community, or more literally, a total Mexican little village.
This growing community attracted Mexican residents from across Chicago, who moved here to be a part of something that felt like home.
We arrived here November 5th, 1964, and I was 16 years old. We moved to Lincoln Park, to Wicker Park, to Bucktown, but I never felt that I was part of those neighborhoods. But then I moved to Little Village, and somehow I just felt it was gonna be my neighborhood. I felt this neighborhood is alive. People walking on the weekends with the little ones on 26th Street, and my neighbors, we have the same traditions. So I felt like I was fish and water, being here in Little Village. So I wanted to get involved. We wanted a safer neighborhood, but most of all, we wanted better education for our children.
The fight for better education is tied to so many other community issues, like public safety and economic vitality. At the time, the local high school was overcrowded and out of the way for many Little Village residents. So in early 1998, Chicago public school officials announced the construction of 3 high schools: Little Village, Walter Payton, and Northside College Prep. 3 years later, only Walter Payton and Northside Prep were built, and the urgency for a high school in Little Village seemed to only be felt by the residents. So on Mother's Day 2001, 14 residents participated in a 19-day hunger strike to demand the construction of Little Village High School.
We were not asking for extraordinary things. We were asking for what it was due, better education. Until finally, the legislators went ahead and provided funding so we could build the school. What is called now the Little Village High School.
Little Village High School now serves around 1,600 students, and the dedication of those activists is felt beyond the classroom. This important win mobilized the community and showed residents that their voice mattered.
It really shows how, despite all these issues, we are able to come together and do something good for the community and for the city as a whole.
Walking up and down the street, you get that feel, you get the essence of what it's truly like to be a part of a community that cares and that really looks out for each other.
So people here are very focused on protecting the community as a whole, whether it be from environmental injustice to lack of resources to gentrification now.
While many communities rightfully fear change, neighborhoods like Little Village also face the potential to lose their Mexican culture.
Seeing the change in Pilsen has been alarming. The biggest change that we have noticed in Pilsen are the storefronts. The majority of stores used to be Mexican stores, and now we have seen big commercial chains come in. We're pushing for ownership as an answer to this problem. A lot of our store owners also own those buildings, so we hope that people hold on to their homes and that they hold on to the storefronts, because we think that if we own our neighborhood and we own our community, then we are going to be able to retain it.
The nearly 1,000 locally owned businesses in Little Village play a key role in protecting the neighborhood's character. So what is it about Little Village that makes it such a great environment for small business?
In our culture, the first resource will always be, how can I make money myself?
We're a community that's rich in ideas. Just walking through the community, you're able to see that entrepreneurial spirit.
And historically, the community residents stopped relying on outside revenue or outside help to thrive because we had everything that we needed here. A lot of these businesses are based on things that are already successful in Mexico.
My father and mother saw an opportunity to bring some nostalgia back to the United States for all the Mexican immigrants that came over. And they thought of candy and piñatas. We opened this location in September of 1995. That people come from the entire Midwest to come buy their candy, piñatas, party favors.
And now the people come from all over the Midwest to shop on 26th Street, from Iowa, from, oh my God, Ohio, Nebraska, Kentucky.
They want to have the products that can only be found here. Maybe a molcajete to make your salsa.
The best chile serrano, the best chile jalapeno.
Today, our commercial corridor is the heart of our community. Now we are second to the Magnificent Mile when it comes to tax revenue.
So let's think about that. A community that's often overlooked, that's underrated, underserved, is the second tax revenue in the city of Chicago. Second only to the Magnificent Mile. But here we have small businesses that are basically rivaling those institutions, and that speaks a lot to our community.
I think Little Village is the mecca of Hispanic small business throughout the entire Midwest.
You don't need a flight to go to Mexico. You can come here and experience all the diversity that the Mexican community can offer.
Everybody here in Little Village speaks Spanish.
so people are able to let loose and really express their Mexican identity. It brings a sense of nostalgia to those who visit. They see it in the colors, they see it in the music that's blasting from the cars, they see it in the street vendors that line our streets, the smells of fresh baked bread, the smell of tacos.
You can get a little bit of every state of Mexico here in Little Village.
You can get food from Jalisco, from Oaxaca,
from Mexico City, from Michoacán, from Nuevo León.
And I think this is the most business-friendly corridor in the entire city.
You know, in the end, it's like mi casa, su casa. We keep it open to everybody. That's the essence of this neighborhood.
I think that Little Village is the testament of what hard work, resiliency, and determination is. People who are part of our community have been able to create this economic power, and it is extra special because nobody expected this little community who has been under-resourced and underprivileged to be able to really pull themselves up by their bootstraps and become the second biggest economic power in the city.
I think that's the essence, that's the lifeblood, right? It's the engine that pushes not just our community, but the city forward.
The story of Little Village reminds us that family businesses and immigrant stories are what solidify Chicago's culinary heritage. But it's not just food. Little Village is also home to the oldest Latino drag bar in the country, La Cueva, which had been one of the few nightlife options in the neighborhood until now. Building on their family legacy, the Morenos have expanded their 40-year-old liquor store, which offers over 700 varieties of tequila and over 400 types of mezcal, to create Osito's Tap, a speakeasy-style bar right in the heart of Little Village. Today, Osito's Tap is a must-visit in La Villita, offering innovative dishes and carefully crafted Mexican-inspired cocktails. Let's grab a drink.
It's a nice little speakeasy, great food, great drinks. The food is delicious, the drinks are to die for.
Well designed, well crafted, well curated. There's an intimacy to this place. When the lights are low, the cocktails are smoking and undulating.
We're literally here twice a month, every other week, and it's never a drink. It's like 3 drinks, a shot, and a pozole.
So this was a bar in the late 1800s and early 1900s, shut down due to Prohibition, and then turned into an underground bookie joint. Who ran all the bookie joints on the south side of Chicago?
The one and only
Al Capone.
So it's really the quintessential Chicago bar, but with a Mexican flair.
100%. So the whole point of this bar was to showcase that kind of connection of old world and new, and put it together in a very, very aesthetically pleasing way.
I was born and raised here, and growing up, there was never a bar that I can go to in the neighborhood. We would go to the north side, we would go somewhere else.
I wanted to make sure that we could bring something unique and fun to Little Village. A place for young Latinos to be able to come and enjoy, have some nice cocktails without having to go downtown or drive up north. It's actually the first bar to open up in Little Village in over 30 years.
Sweet baby. Oh.
The staff is amazing. The owner is fantastic. He remembers you when you come in.
Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name, you know what I mean?
How are you today? Good to see you guys. How you doing? Thanks for coming out.
The cocktails are extremely inventive. Love the fusion of authentic ingredients, but their own spin on everything.
It's not just your Hennessy, it's not just your Monacos, it's not just your regular spirits. It's a different and unique taste.
Ellos tienen una variedad enorme, así que siempre trato de probar alguna tequila nueva.
That's what we showcase a lot of, is these very unique spirits. And in the bottle I have right here, these are all hand-picked specifically for my bar and my store. You can only get this here. Let's have it together.
Yeah, that smells delicious.
Salud.
I'm getting like a plum after almost.
100%.
That's really delicious.
Coming from a family business, I wanted to see how I could get my sisters involved as much as possible. My eldest sister is an artist, and she's the one that actually came up with the logo that we have. And my middle sister, Angelique, is a fantastic chef. And I told her, I want you to be the executive chef for Osito's Tap. My grandmother is Huachichil, and so I wanted to be able to showcase some of the words and some of the food that is indigenous to Mexico. So when you're looking at our menu, a lot of the things that we're showcasing are going to be either in Nahuatl or Spanish, and it's inviting, maybe a little intimidating at times.
I've never seen a menu like this before.
You want to try the tacos, tortas, burritos, but in here, it challenges your palate a little bit.
It's still Mexican cuisine, but it just adds all these other different flavors into it that it's delicious.
The quesadilla is definitely our most popular dish, which is the Nahuatl term for quesadilla. It has a lot of queso Oaxaca and queso Chihuahua, and it has the corn smut, which is the huitlacoche that's in it. So it's a lot of earthy flavors.
Their pozole, it is to die for. It is so great, nice and spicy. Their wings, it's nothing like you've ever had before because all the different flavors that they put into it, it is delicious.
I love to find a nostalgia and flavors. Even if it's not something that you grew up eating as a child, there's just an element or an aspect of it that it's warming and it's comforting.
It shows our roots. It shows the roots of all the people in this community.
Little Village is definitely a neighborhood that doesn't get a lot of spotlight on the beauty of it.
Everyone in this community is an entrepreneur in spirit and heart because every immigrant community has to work twice as hard in order to become what it has become.
So when you start seeing spots like this, like Osito, it shows you the real beauty. And the fact that you have small businesses that are trying to embark on a new vision of Little Village is important.
The key to preserving a Little Village is making sure that more young Latinos are inspired to invest and stay here. Say, hey, wait a second, Little Village can be a fun place to hang out too.
So the word is out. It's going to be harder to get in.
Small businesses like Catedral, Osito's Tap, and Moreno's Liquors have made Little Village into one of the highest earning corridors in Chicago. Built by the community for the community, La Villita is proof that sometimes it takes a village to build a vibrant home away from home. So the next time you're looking for a quinceañera dress, chilaquiles, or just to bask in the sights, sounds, and smells of Mexico, Little Village is waiting for you.